Hello, welcome to DHC Napkin Math. It's the day where they just told us about the update. This is update number one. We just got the full unfiltered list of changes that are going to be happening here. I'm so excited that I haven't even taken a shower yet after work. I'm steady, just sticky and sweaty and gross, and I don't care. I'll take one right after I get done making this. But I had to give my opinion here. Gameloft, what, why, what, why did you make us wait so long? This patch is awesome. I know everybody's super mad. People are pitchforking. People are upset. 40% cooldown reduction cap. Oh no, the sky is falling. Greater demons are the worst thing ever now. Everybody's got a greater demon. Nat 5 is just going to be the saddest person in the world. I have one. I have a dark one. I don't mind it. And there's a reason I don't mind it. The reason that I don't mind it, actually, is because it actually increases the value of the greater demon. I know most of you are just like, what do you mean, James? We're going from 30% with that upset plus 20% with greater demon. That's 50%. We just got nerfed down to 40%. How is that an upgrade? That means that Manaz and greater demon had the same effect. No, they don't. The reason for this is because at 40% cap, it actually means that any source of cooldown reduction that you get is actually going to be amplified because it's within the spectrum of that 40%. That maximum 40% reduction means that a greater demon can hit 50% of that cap by itself. That means that there's no good reason to actually put adept sets if you're going to be running a greater demon. That means that you can actually explore other sets. Now, personally, I never planned on running my greater demon with an adept set. I'm running him with one right now because that's just what I have. That being said, the set that I planned on using my greater demon with from the very beginning was a mortal set, mostly because they scale on health and they deal lots of damage. Almost said it. Almost said the bad word there, but we didn't. So what that means for me is that I'm still going to get a really good cooldown reduction while also having a crit damage set that allows him to be a burst king. By the way, if you are running one of the greater demons that uses the strip skills, then yeah, you'll still probably want to possibly run them on an adept set, but then use an HP lead. Let me go and put this for you right now. New meta, get good, figure it out. There's going to be changes that happen all throughout this game's life cycle. And if you don't like that, then what you're asking for is a stale game. Alright, most of us came from that other game, and let's be honest, they never shook up the meta. They never did anything that was brave. They never did anything that was revolutionary, that changed the game, that made you have to think about what am I going to do now? What am I going to do to adapt to these changes? And I like this. I like that there are big things coming that are going to really make you wonder, am I prepared for these new changes? I like this. I like that there is something that has me thinking. I'm liking that there's something that's got the noodle jogging. I like that there is something that could absolutely redefine how I approach the game and how I play it. This is not a bad change. And really, that's the most controversial of all the changes. I mean, everything else. Is anybody mad that Monkey Kings are getting buffed? Is anybody mad that the Fire Monkey King will no longer be on the summoning table? Is anybody upset about that? Is anybody upset about the fact that we just had a massive extension of the radius of buff effects so that things like Basilisk, things like Nagas, can actually buff all over the map? Is that something that anybody's upset about? I'm not. I'm not upset about that. I'm not upset about the things where we've seen Nagas, Basilisk getting buffs to their damage because they're such meta-relevant units already. Even though, Nature Naga here, he's not brought for damage. I literally just bring him here because he spams shields. Cool. He's still going to be run on the ad upset. He's still going to be run with Manaz at 40% maximum CDR. That's not that far away from 45%. There's really not a big change that's going to be happening with Manaz plus ad upset teams. It's not going to be that bad. Yes, you get very slightly less returns than we were getting, but it's not that big of a deal. By and large, this is a great patch. This is an excellent update. This is going to cause some very real, shakeups to what's going on. I'm not thrilled with the fact that Blade Masters got fixed. I mean, let's be real, they were already in an excellent spot, and rather than getting the like Crowhag treatment where, well, it was the wrong tooltips, or but they got it anyways, so it's effectively a buff. I realize it's a fix. It's not a buff or a nerf if it's just correcting what should have already been there. But let's be honest, it's effectively going to make them better. They were already in a good position. That's probably the thing that I have the biggest issue with. I have no real issues with the CDR changes. I think that is actually going to lead to a rather interesting way to think about how your synergy skills, how your sets that you're using are going to be applied. If anything, if I did have a complaint about the CDR change, because let's be real, that's what everybody's pitchforking about right now, is that I really just wish that AdUpset had got slightly nerfed. Let's be real, AdUpset would be good at 20%. AdUpset will be good at 20%, and if you're using the 40% maximum model, what you would be saying at that point is that with Greater Demon you have 40%, with Manaz you have 35%. That would put it right there where your current model is at, but either way, I'm still not that bad about it. I think this is going to lead to some interesting decisions. This is going to lead to some cool mathematics, and I'm about that. So, oh man, what else do I say? Gameloft is doing a great job. I I'm finding it hard to be negative about the changes that they've made. I've been I do have one thing that I would like to complain about, and this is just a personal vendetta. I don't think that skills that scale off of accuracy as the secondary factor are scaling quite at the level that they should be compared to things like attack speed scaling or HP bonus damage type things. I think that possibly could be something to be looked into. I've been doing a lot of calculations on it. Unfortunately, nobody's data mined any of the skill equations yet, so that does make it a little bit harder. I'm At this point, I'm just rambling. Yeah, this is a great patch. If you're mad about this patch, I don't know what to tell you. Just adapt to a new meta. And like, be happy that there is a company that is behind this game that is willing to say, hey, you know what? Maybe this is going to lead to a radical change in what the game is like. And thank God. I'd rather have a dynamic game that's changing, that makes me think, that makes me wonder. Okay, well, is this thing that I'm investing in necessarily going to be the best? I mean, if anything, I would like to see if we are going to see a game that adopts this model, lower the requirements for like leveling things, lower some of the amount of skill ups that they need, just allow us to have that ability to build new things without necessarily investing just days and days of effort into just every single thing that we build. That allows you to make these changes without people just getting quite as mad. Other than that, I know some people are mad. I know that some people are upset. I know that some people are super happy. I'm one of those. I think this is a great direction to take the game in. I think this is a really cool opportunity for Gameloft to show that they do have their finger on the pulse of what the community wants and needs, and how it's all going to shake out. I'm really interested to see how this goes. I'm really interested to see where they take this. Man, they've been knocking it out of the park. Like, really, how do you get mad at seeing things like you know what? Let's take a look at the patch notes here. Let's take a quick look just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So they've made a lot of quality of life changes. I mean, really, you'll see those in excess in the coming days. So I don't really want to talk about that as much. Let's see, fixing this. Fixing this is extremely important. Fixing the fact that the D-pad locks up when you're blinded or silenced, preventing player from moving. That is what made Water AA so absolutely just meta warping in Arena, is just because you put them on top of somebody with that effect and they just fucking can't move. A silence aura that also is a root aura, that was silly. Expect those Water AA defenses. You're not going to be able to get away with using two of them anymore, because what's going to happen is your Xenia can just move out of the effect now and strip the invulnerability. What do you... What else could you ask for? Thank goodness that shit's gone. That was... Oh, there it is. The bad word. Anyways, so... Nature Archangel, yay! Astromancer. Alright, so... This is my favorite unit in the game. I love Astromancer. She mad thick, alright? But besides that, she's also got a really cool kit. I love Astromancer. I love that she's got, these abilities that strip or stun, or that she's got the suck in, and that she's got these, she's getting all these damage increases. She's getting cooldown reductions. Like, oh, God, I'm so happy about that. I love them. Basilisk, Basilisks are good. People really just been sleeping on those for a while. The Boon Sisters not healing themselves 3 times anymore. I was wondering about that from the beginning. Why the hell do they heal themselves so much? The Dino Kid's getting buffed. Yay. Dryads, let's be honest, Dark Dryad needed a very small, very tiny, minuscule balancing thing because they sucked going against an AD. If you went up against a really tanky, dazzling Dark Dryad, they were a pain in the ass. Esper's getting a little bit of fix. I really hope the Psionic Barrier AI actually uses it against Steel Widow. She's always been meant to be there, but she just didn't work. This is just straight up telling you, hey, Harpies are worth building. It's one of the very few attack buffs in the game. There's, the Nature Pirate, who you're not really going to be using in Steel Widow. You got the Fire Boon Sister, who's actually always been a sleeper good unit. In fact, there's a good argument to make for her now that the cooldown reduction is not so prevalent a mechanic that maybe Fire Boon Sister is going to become more relevant in Steel Widow because that attack buff. Yes, she uses it as a smart heal. However, you're taking constant damage as Steel Widow. She's gonna throw that heal out and she's gonna give you an attack buff. It's gonna increase your runtime. She might actually be on par with Zinnia now if you're no longer just relying on CDR effects, especially if you're using somebody who's actually scaling on attack. A lot of people have been building Menads on attack now that you actually have the gear to have HP subs. Personally, I've been running my Dark Snake Lady with I think it's HP percent, attack percent, and so I mean maybe I'll consider putting a Harpy in. Who knows? Or not a Harpy, excuse me. Fire Boon Sister instead of Zinnia. It's a strong possibility. She's a stripper. She heals and she gives attack buff. It's not bad. Monkey King, I think I've already covered that. I'm very glad that happened. Nagas getting buffs are good. Nagas are very meta relevant. Scions getting buffed is kind of cool. I've been really wanting to build a Fire Scion lately. He looks interesting. The Sharks, I've always been really enthused about the Sharks. I love my Light Shark. I've been meaning to build him. I've been putting, I've finally got him fully skilled up and got some other stuff going on. I haven't ascended him yet. I haven't got him up to 5-star yet. But now I'm actually going to be really wanting to do that because of these nice buffs. The rest of these I don't really give a shit about. Snake Ladies having their ultimates actually, work now. Thank God. That's been a thing that they've needed for a while now. The rest of these are fairly unimportant, except for the fact that a lot of these things should have been global from the beginning. The fact that they have unlimited range now means that if your dude just runs off into a corner and stays there by himself, he's not going to get, just blasted down and unable to help anybody. If your Naga's off in the corner by himself, at least he's no longer shielding just himself. Fox Assassin has not had her bugs fixed, it looks like. That sucks for 5v5 because it's just absolutely... It's ruining the mode, let's be real. 5 versus 5 has become absolutely just I don't know what the word I want to use for this is. We'll say stagnant with Firefoxes. I mean, everybody's seen, the teams of 3 or 4 of them just doing silly shit. Oh man, let's be real. Light Timekeeper needed a slight pushing nerf. He was definitely the best unit in 5 versus 5 in organized play. Obviously, Firefoxes were really good at being able to just go in and carry a game alone, just based on the fact that they were bugged and doing stupid stuff. But in terms of being able to just push lanes and dominate team fights, Timekeepers were absolutely absurd. It's kind of good that they were toned a little bit down. Greater Demons no longer scaling with defense. That's nice too, because they were a bit too tanky. Again though, these are things that are just minor changes. The quality of life changes are really good. The fact that we're actually getting oh no, phone, what are you doing? Oh no, did I crash? I think I crashed. Alright, we're going to load back into the game now. And I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Gameloft, continue doing good work. Continue experimenting with the things that you do. Really, I mean, if I had to offer just one bit of criticism here, it's that you didn't address the adventure board. How dare you? The adventure board it needs a little bit more. I love the adventure board. I know that you guys have seen what I've said about that one though. I know you've seen it, and if you haven't, just don't break my heart and just pretend that you have. Oh man, good job. Keep up the good work. I love this game. I'm gonna keep putting money into this game. I'm gonna keep putting time into this game. Bring back 20 gem refills. I got addicted. I need it. I need it bad. Have a great day.